introduced.
Thank you very much. John Penrose.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, there is much to like and admire about this bill that's before us today. We've already heard mention, and I'd like to put on record my thanks to the government for including street votes, a personal crusade of mine, and many others outside this House as well. And they are firmly and squarely in the bill, and I'm delighted to see them there. Also delighted to see design codes. We've heard about the importance of beauty and of local democracy and local input and local vernacular styles. Design codes are an essential way of delivering that. Very, very welcome to see them in this bill as well. And I'd also like to echo the comments made by a number of other colleagues already about what was New Clause 21, which I also signed, and which the government has responded positively to in dealing with the tyranny of housing targets. And I think that the result that has come out of that is to everybody's credit, and it's extremely welcome to see. But, Mr. Speaker, you've probably heard there's a but at the end of this sentence, and the but is to do with the concern which a number of others, including the former Secretary of State for Middlesbrough South, has mentioned about supply. Our ability to build enough houses, enough homes in future. We have failed, successive governments of all political stripes have failed to deliver nearly enough homes over decades in this country, and I worry that as a result of this bill we are failing to fix that fundamental underlying issue of inadequate supply. I think that street votes will help, but it won't be enough on its own, and that is why I have tabled New Clause 88, and my thanks to those of my colleagues who have either signed it already or those who have spoken in favour of it and support of it during the course of this debate. New Clause 88 basically seeks to deal with that problem of undersupply by saying that anybody who owns a home in a town or a city in an urban area can extend it, can build or redevelop it as of right, providing they follow the local design code which the local council will by then have passed. The effect of that will be a dramatic increase in the amount of supply. On average, our towns and cities are about 2 stories tall. If the local design code allows effectively a townhouse revolution, which is what most of them will be, it will add to, or it will effectively double the amount of homes available, home space available in our towns and cities in one go.
Will he give way? On that point, does he think it's interesting that in some of the most beautiful places in the world, Edinburgh, Cornish fishing villages, Paris, Berlin, where I myself lived, the normal height is 4 or 5, perhaps 6 stories, without it's in any way over-dominating the scene?
My honourable friend is absolutely right, and what it means is that you end up with a gentle densification and beauty in the local style, making it places, creating places that people really want to live. As a result, Mr. Deputy Speaker, you end up with a huge increase in supply from this townhouse revolution I've just described. You also end up with a bump up in the value of existing homes because you're creating brownfield sites, and every single existing home ends up with a small increase in the value because of the hope value you've created. It is greener because you are allowing people to live nearer where they work, you are protecting green fields, and you are also, as we've heard earlier, using brownfield sites. It creates the beauty which we've all been looking for, and most importantly of all, it retains local decision-making sovereignty as well. So, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I hope that the government will pick this up, will take it forward, will examine it very, very carefully. It is effectively in the spirit of street votes, but it is street votes on steroids, and I would therefore commend it to the government and the Minister.
Mr. Bacon.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, it's a great pleasure to speak in this debate under your chairmanship, even though you've restricted everyone to 3 minutes. I'm particularly, and not that you had any choice in that matter, I do understand. I'm also particularly grateful to my honourable friend, the member for Weston-super-Mare, who, when I was discussing with him what to do about this problem, obviously I'd crafted an immense prose, he said, well, just take every alternate page and remove it and then deal with what's left, which is sort of what I've done. I'm particularly grateful to him, too, for mentioning New Clause 88 and drawing it to my attention, because I've seen much of the gentle densification which he refers to in different cities on the continent. I've visited the Netherlands many times in my campaign for more custom and self-build. And it does work. He's absolutely right, so I'm pleased to support. Yes, of course.
Would he agree with me that his proposals for greater amounts of custom self-build will also be another way of increasing supply, solving the very problem which I was mentioning in my remarks just now?
Yes, I do. And that's what I've seen in the Netherlands, and we should have it here too. I rise to speak in support of New Clause